One of the benefits of society and progress in technology and business has been the development of procedure. Now the younger generation, the current teenagers and maybe early 20s won't appreciate this because they've been surrounded by quality. They've been surrounded by quality. But my generation really appreciates how far we've advanced technology. Phones, for example, this phone I've been using for this is the S24. It's 2026 now, almost 3 years old, and I use it all day, every day. That was That's black magic to me. That's black magic to me. Xbox gaming, the games are their own worlds. They're literally their own worlds. The multiplayer games are so balanced, so captivating, so competitive. They got professional tournaments. The streaming, you can be a streamer by yourself and gain thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars. You can watch professional esports streamers where professional video game players are getting paid millions of dollars when they win tournaments to compete in arenas, literally in arenas, and for prize and paydays. And they got strategy, they got training, they got coaching, they got player interviews. So this whole video game, which is based off of these hardware and software and controllers and skill, it's come so fucking far. It's come so fucking far from the simple Final Fantasy VII, the old Final Fantasy VII, not the remake, which was 20 years later. The simple Final Fantasy VII, where you couldn't even distinguish what the fuck is fire and what's a yellow ball. What's a yellow ball and what's fire. So that was my age, yellow ball and fire. And now look what we've got with gaming. And then we've got social media. Social media. That used to be literally just broken. Just broken. Now you got so much accessibility and filters and what you're going to purge and what you're going to push to the forefront and what you're going to control and what you're going to follow and subscribe and premium perks and tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, VIP, private DMs, chats, groups, link trees with multiple social medias. You got this app, this app, this app, this app, and they're all gorgeous and free, gorgeous and free. And then you can go above and beyond if you're some kind of mature fuck like I am. You can watch.
Mom, you gotta hold the phone like way further from you. Sorry.
Okay, guys, this is where we got to. We got Go Jays on there.
So you made that?
I did, yeah. And your viewership record on the stream.
Oh, wait, look at that, 11.
Yeah, old record was 2. Want to meet all of you.
All these social media apps are gorgeous and free. They're free. Can you believe they're free? TikTok is, and not only are they free, but they're trillions of dollars. They're trillions of dollars, hundreds of billions, and trillions of dollars. TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, all the Chinese ones that I don't know, Telegram, and if you go above and beyond, if you're old fuck like I am, they got exclusive content. They got like adult content. So now they can take their social media following, and if you're so inclined, you can find links to the adult site, the adult content, and it's very professional. It's not just slutty shit. It's like interactions and specials and packages and exclusivity and fans, and so they got this whole world that's collaborated and perfectly crafted to be So immersive, so immersive. That's the social media, the adult content, the gaming, the pop culture, the news. All everyone's on social media sharing, promoting activist rights and public events and big world news and corruption and human dignity. They're all promoting this stuff on social media. The little guy is so empowered today. And then you got the hardware, the phones, the computers, the which our life is digital. Our life is digital. So phones and computers literally are 100% of our lives. And these phones and computers are spotless. They're spotless. They're incredible. Same with the video game consoles and the vehicles. Look at these vehicles coming out. Smart vehicles, self-driving vehicles, vehicles with all sorts of sensors and technology in it. And business in general is even the food supply is very skillful with and very fair price, and you get a whole experience when you go to buy food. Now there are no more shopping malls because those are like online. Made everyone gets their stuff online, but if you do go to a mall, I'm sure it's been amped up from the days I used to be around. So the main point is that everything is so personalized. Everything is so personalized to give you an immersive experience. Now the downside is it's a little more isolated because everything's so personal to you. But if you are a social person, you can find a social life today just as you can find a social life in the past. Social people will find a social life. Now, there's one caveat. And my life, although we have this shopping and the food and the technology and the gaming and the streaming and the adult content, one area that is an abomination that controls my life is sports. Now, when I was in my 20s and when you're in your teens, you don't watch sports. You follow clips and highlights, right? And that's as you should, because you should be playing sports. You should be playing sports, kicking a ball around on the weekends, playing on a hockey team, working out, going to the gym, developing martial arts. So in your early 20s, when you're still young, you can play sports. And that's what I did. But when you get into your 30s, you're kind of old for sports. I mean, especially if you're heavier, and you've been playing sports your entire life. So your joints are shot. You got muscle pain. You need to hit the gym. You need recovery time. You need to stretch. It's very difficult to fucking keep up with sports in your 30s, let alone your 40s. So, what do? We watch sports. And we watch the NHL, the basketball, and it's North American sports. Because there is no soccer here. Prime example. I live in Toronto, and I'm a big soccer fan. In fact, I'm so much of a soccer fan that my three profile pics on social media are soccer related. Me in a soccer jersey, me with my soccer team, and me with my soccer physique. So I am such a big fucking fan of soccer. And I live in Toronto. In fact, my profile picture used to be a picture of the Toronto soccer team. Now, in North America, soccer's not big. So you can't watch soccer on cable. You can't. It is incredibly difficult to pay and watch the Toronto soccer team. You need an Apple subscription, which does not work on a non-Apple product, meaning you need to go to a browser. It's not an app. The app for Apple is Apple TV, but if you don't have an Apple product, like if you use Samsung or Amazon TV, you need to go to a browser, and not only that, but you got to get Apple, scroll to the bottom of Apple, and then find an MLS subscription. And on this MLS subscription, it's going to be hacked and pieced together. Hacked and pieced together because it's not very big. It's not very big. It's somewhere in the bottom of an Apple subscription. And that's the Apple TV for the Toronto soccer. In fact, I paid $500 $500 a year for the Champions League. So it's European soccer. And this is an American app because it comes bundled with NFL. So for $500, you get NFL and European soccer. But you don't get North American soccer. And why am I talking about soccer though? Well, first of all, I played soccer professionally. And I'm particularly interested in Toronto soccer. And why soccer? Well, there's no advertisements. You get 45 minutes, no breaks. And then you get a 15-minute break. You can scroll and do other stuff. And then you get another 45 minutes, no advertisements. And that's the primary sport around the world. That's the primary sport in South America, in Africa, in Asia, and in Europe. So the World Cup is the most streamed. I don't know where these delusionals came about. The Super Bowl is the most. The Super Bowl is not even more streamed than the NBA Finals. The NBA is more streamed than the Super Bowl. So I don't know where these delusions came about. The fucking Super Bowl is the most streamed event of sport. It's not. So, soccer is the world sport. It's the most accessible. You just need a ball. That's it. You don't even need a ball. You need any round, soft object. And when you watch it, there's no breaks. There's no breaks in soccer, and there's literally no rules. You can't use your hands. You can't foul somebody, and you can't go offside. And when you play like pickup soccer, there is no offsides. So you can't foul somebody, and you can't use your hands. That's it. Sometimes there's an out of bounds, sometimes there's not. There's walls, there's cages. So sometimes there's out of bounds, sometimes there's not. Usually there's not. And you break up into teams, and it's God's game. It's God's game. That being said, it's not popular in Canada and probably the USA. So there's no soccer, but I live in Canada. And what is there? Well, right now there is the NBA basketball and hockey playoffs. So right now is the basketball and the hockey playoffs, and I'm probably going to get copyright strike because these people are a big deal. So I've been watching. It's the round one. It's the first round. I've been watching for about 2 weeks now. These playoffs, round one of basketball and hockey. But it's broken. There's a problem. There's a flaw. There's a big flaw. What's the flaw? The flaw is advertisements. It is very big on bullshit. I mean, when you watch this, is this not bullshit? Is this not bullshit?
Share my favorite team with the world.
How many times have I just showed you this? This is the third time I'm showing you this.
Hi, Michael's mom.
Mom, you gotta hold the phone like way.
Mind you, this is baseball. This is not some intense sport. This is fucking baseball.
Jay's on there.
This is baseball. It's already a pussy sport, and look what they're promoting.
Yeah, old record was 2.
So as you can see, it's flawed, and they got these committees and these counselors and these very intelligent people that tackle problems of cheating, problems of collusion, very subtle techniques to gain an advantage, to sway the game in some cheating way, financial edges, injury prevention, making the game safer, making it more accessible, promoting it to the younger audience. They got very intelligent committees and councils to solve these problems. So I am dead certain they can address this bullshit where it's 50-50, 50% content airtime, and 50% commercials, 50% commercials. Because I've been watching these playoffs for 2 weeks now, which means I've been watching dead ass commercials. One after the other, after the next, after the next, after the next, after the next. I mean, what's one solution? Would one solution be you can pay more? Maybe a lot more. Maybe you pay $1,000, maybe you pay thousands of dollars. If you pay $1,000, we will get rid of advertisements or seriously reduce them. Seriously, but you don't even have that option. You don't. That's why it's like the 1980s or the 1990s, 1980s. Because there's no solution. There's no solution. You don't have another option. That's the broadcast. Mind you, you gotta pay for first a range of, that's collusion. That's collusion. Where you gotta pay for a range of networks, because it's not like one sport per network. You know, that would be fair. That would be fair to the consumer. That would be fair to Joe and Bob and George. If one of them likes baseball and he buys the baseball app, and another one likes hockey, he gets the hockey app, and a third likes basketball, he gets the basketball app. No. They split up. A third of baseball here, a third of baseball here, a third of baseball here. A third of basketball here, a third of basketball here, a third of basketball here. Third of hockey, third of hockey, third of hockey. And it's your home team. It's the team you support. Split up 3 ways. So you got to get all 3 networks, which also adds the hassle of scrolling around to find where the game is for that night and that time and date. And there's no option, as we said, to pay for a premium package, a VIP and exclusive, and you get advertisement free. Advertisement free. Look at what they're wearing. How much do you think those outfits cost? How much money do you think they're pulling in? How much money do you think they're pulling in? Because there is no other option. There is no other option. You don't get a chance to buy some sort of upgraded subscription, some premium package where you can reduce advertisements. Mind you, this is a paid network. So you can't get the stream for free. To get the base level, the only level, which is 50% commercials, you got to pay thousands of dollars. You already need to pay thousands of dollars. So, and if you're a fan, like, this is sports. There's no way around it. You're going to watch. You're going to support. We've been supporting the Toronto Maple Leafs now for 70 years. We've been playing basketball for over 100 years. We've been playing baseball for 100 years. So, I mean, it's like part of mankind, and it's just sad and angry that it's this bad. It's this bad that it is 50% retardation, and that's all. There's no magic stream. There's no magic axis where you can bypass this. Even if you get the stream illegally, there's gonna be breaks. There's gonna be breaks in the advertisements. If not, I mean, if you just look at the game itself, when the game is playing, there is piss amounts of advertisements on the ice, digitally, on the boards, on the glass, on the jumbotron, and when the ref blows the whistle, when there's a stoppage, a temporary stoppage which lasts like 10 seconds, they're going to throw up an advertisement. They're going to throw up an advertisement. Insurance. And what can I do? What can I do? I love sports. And they're just fucking me in the face. They're fucking me in the mouth. They're fucking me in the mouth. Because for 2 weeks you're watching 50% ads. 50% ads. You know? And the game is advertisements, and it's all advertisements. How pathetic is America, where they take a very passionate game, athleticism, and it's turned into sucking wallets. I mean, wow.
Saying your thought, Elliot. That's exactly what I would do. I would wait him. We got another game. We don't need to force him yet.
Okay, we talked about Slavkovsky and warm up and the impact he can have.
I made a video when I was in Serbia in 2023. Novak Djokovic won won his last trophy, his major trophy, and he broke the record with that trophy. And he was on the verge of breaking the record. So what I did was I took my phone out and I recorded the last point. The last point I recorded. The very last point. Where he had match point to break the record all time. 24 championships. 23, 24. All time trophies. Never been done. It took him, 30 years to do it? So, or 20 years, I don't know. So, Man of Mars. I filmed Man of Mars for like 2 minutes. For 2 minutes, I filmed that last point, and then I filmed him crying and celebrating. And in those 2 minutes, my video got deleted. It didn't get, when you get copyright strike? You can get a copyright strike, and, your video is available to only premium accounts, or only in certain countries, or available in some low priority queue. That's what happens when you get a copyright strike. No, the video got banned. I have offended Negroes. I've offended Jews. I've offended women. I've offended black people. I've offended lesbians. I've offended transsexuals. I've offended gay people. I've offended Donald Trump. I've offended every American president. I've offended the American people. I've offended the Canadian people. I've offended children. I've offended teenagers. I've offended Gen X. I've offended Gen Z. I've offended anybody and everybody, and those videos don't get banned. But if you show 2 minutes of my countrymen in Serbia, Man of Mars, history, once in a millennium, once in a generation, once in a lifetime, once in an existence. Feet. You will get banned for life. You will get banned from life. You will get banned from life. It's gonna change. It's gonna change because it's 2026. It's 2026. Where are the protests? Where's the protests? Where's the boycott? Where's the boycott? I mean, you can't boycott because there's no other option, but black people had to boycott everything to gain civil rights. Everything. Where are the boycotts? Where are the boycotts? Where are the riots? Where are the killings? Where are the killings? So we don't have sports. We don't have sports. And if you think I'm just bored and I always make these videos, understand this. I haven't made one of these types of videos in over a year. In over a year, I haven't made one of these types of videos. Over a year. So in over a year, I've been watching sports. I've been watching sports. Following along every day, every night, hours and hours. And it's been a year, over a year. And I'm making another video. I'm making another video. Ball's in your court.